Welcome to the fourth Wellsboro varsity volleyball match of the 2021 season. Today is Thursday, October the 1st, and we are at the Wellsboro High School Gymnasium. Your announcers for tonight's contest are former volleyball coaches Jody Niver and Ann McKnight. Jody Niver coached the varsity from 2004 to 2009, while Coach McKnight coached from 1970 to 1995. The 2020 Pennsylvania state safety protocols do not allow spectators, including parents, at indoor events. There is a 25-person limit inside, and the teams, officials, and staff require those spots. It is with the parents and fans in mind that we endeavor to bring the fourth match of the season to you. Procedures in this unique season include the national anthem will be played, although there is no public address announcer. Team substitutes will be waiting in the locker room until summoned to play. Volleyballs will be wiped clean frequently. Teams will not change benches or courtside. There are to be no high fives and no post-match handshakes. There are no corner line judges this season, eliminating 2 people from the condensed list of 25. Instead of sharing court for warm-ups, one team at a time will be on the court, the other team staying in the locker room. Although you cannot be here on these comfortable bleachers, perhaps you can find a satisfactory chair at home to watch this match. Tonight's concession stand is your kitchen. Now would be a good time for viewers to get an official's license. PIAA officials are desperately needed in all sports. Contact the PIAA website for information. Wellsboro Hornet Volleyball is a Class AA team in the Northern Tier Large School Divisions. Due to playing only NTL teams, the schedule has been reduced this year from 22 matches last year to 15 matches this year. The Hornets are 3-0 so far this season, with wins over CV, Williamson, and Troy. The Wellsboro coaching staff includes the Hornets head coach Sharon Zahusky in her 25th season on the volleyball staff, and first-year JV coach Jeff Zahusky. Darcy Warner serves as a volunteer varsity assistant. Todd Outman is the administrator in charge of athletics. Matt Rendos is assisting in the athletic department. The game manager tonight is Michelle McNett. The officials for tonight's match are Tina Randall and Julie Stickland. There have been quite a few schedule changes due to the COVID concerns, and here I'm going to give you the adjustments. The September 22nd match at Towanda was postponed and has been rescheduled for Monday, October 19th. The Tuesday, September 29th home match with Canton was postponed and has not yet been rescheduled. The Hornets added a small school match at home versus Williamson on October 15th. The next Hornet match is Tuesday, October 6th at home versus Wyalusing. Earlier tonight, the senior players honored their parents after the JV match. Coach Zahusky wants to thank her mother, Flo Hickey. Tonight, Wellsboro welcomes Sayre. The team is coached by Aaliyah Post in her first year. The JV coach is Caitlin Garrity, also in her first year. The Redskins lost 10 seniors to graduation, and they have 2 returning starters. What they lost through graduation was speed and experience. The Hornet captains this season are the 6 seniors. They rotate at the officials' meeting before the match. The floor captain is Bree Kemp, the only player allowed to address the officials because she is always on the court.
For this evening's Sayre varsity roster, we have Gabriella Randall, senior number 13. Breelyn Van Duzer, senior number 30. Gabriella Woodruff, senior 22. Alexis Frisbee, junior number 4, the libero. Gianna Quattrini, junior number 9. Rachel Vandermark, junior number 12. Madison Bell, sophomore number 7. Elizabeth Boyle, sophomore number 19. McKenna Garrison, sophomore number 10. Ilea Rawlings, sophomore number 24. And Gabrielle Shaw, number 8, sophomore. And finally, Emma Smith, number 6, sophomore. For the Wellsboro Hornets, senior, number 2, Brianna Kemp. Junior, number 3, Emma Owlett. Senior, number 4, Catherine Burnett. Sophomore, number 7, Madeline Bordis. Senior, number 9, Alina Petrick. Junior, number 13, Brianna Smith. Senior, number 14, Shiloh Duff. Junior, number 17, JoJo Judlin. Senior, Olivia Krakow, number 19. Senior, number 20, Bailey Monks. Junior, number 26, Olivia Servatius. Junior, number 28, Grace Hines. And wrapping up the Hornet roster, sophomore, number 30, Emily Starkweather. In earlier JV action this evening, we had an exciting two-set match between the teams, with the Hornets losing 24-26 in both. The first game, the Hornets came back and tied it up. In the second game, it was in reverse. So at this time, please stand for the singing of the national anthem by Olivia Chilson. Olivia is a member of our JV team. My understanding is she's been singing the anthem for volleyball since she started playing. At least I know she did it all last year, and I think she did some in 7th grade as well. So thank you, Olivia. Beautiful job this evening.
Okay, we're pitting Wellsboro Hornets at 3-0 against the Sayre Redskins at 0-3. Sayre has lost to Athens, Wyalusing, and North Penn Liberty so far this season. A reminder that the point progression in volleyball is so many points for a set, so many sets for the match. You need to have 25 points with a 2-point lead to win the set, and the varsity plays a best of 5 sets to determine match winner. Set play is not timed. There are 2 timeouts per team per set. And a timeout is 1 minute in length. The time between the sets is 3 minutes. The Redskins will serve first.
Okay. Both teams will be using a libero this evening, with the libero for Sayre being in red and for Wellsboro, Catherine Burnett, in the white.
The referees have changed positions from the JV match. Tina Randall is on the ladder and Julie Sticklin is on the floor. This year they are called referee 1 and the second referee.
It appears there's a little discussion here on the lineup for Wellsboro and how the girls were lined up. They just flip-flopped two of the ladies.
That can be a problem. If it was written down wrong and put into the scorekeeper, they have to play in that position.
Yeah. So we're going to see Sayre serving first with number 19, Boyle. Deep back middle. Beautiful pass to Judlin, who with Monks a tip. It is dug by Monks. Free ball over by Judlin. Sayre sets it up. Nice set outside. Outside hit. Dug by Wellsboro. Owlett tips it over. Sayre hits it to the middle. It's a bit long. As this game begins, we're seeing just a little cautious play, but both teams look to be that they're going to try to set this up and convert some play here. Judlin serves, beautiful float serve. There's a tip at the net by Boyle. It is an overpass. Wellsboro is able to dig the spike from Randall, but it goes out of bounds. So the ball is back over to Sayre. Speed of the game's picking up already. Vandermark to serve. Ball just barely crosses the net. Burnett dives to get it, and it is a point for Sayre. I know in the JV action, I came in to commentate that being senior night this evening, and they serve extremely well. Sayre serves extremely well. Another beautiful serve. Crocco passes beautifully to Judlin, and Monks puts that down. I think that's one of the advantages of having a couple of games off due to some rescheduling concerns due to other schools. Monks was able to have some time off after her injury in the last game. Owlett serves the ball, and it goes a bit deep. So we're rotating quickly around through these positions.
A reminder, the volleyball court lines are white paint on the floor, and the court is 30 feet by 60 feet with a 7'4" and an 1/8" net.
Fisby goes back to serve as the libero, and it is long as well. She seems a bit like, how did that just happen? Monks is going to serve for Wellsboro. Oh, and a hard serve to the top of the net, and it rolls down. Got to get a little bit of the rust off from having a few games off here.
Well, Wellsboro hasn't played since the Troy match.
That's very true. Bell serves to the middle back. Burnett handles it, gets it to Judlin, who gets it outside, and we're seeing it moved around. Sayre free balls it. Owlett sets it up to Judlin, who gets it to Duff, but it's a bit long. She's a little underneath it. Again, Bells with a low driving serve. Owlett overpasses, but Wellsboro's ready to take whatever comes their way. Sayre sets it up. There is a tip. Judlin is using it. Duff gets it to Crocco, or excuse me, I guess that's
Kemp.
Yes, Kemp. And she really nice approach.
Nice hit down the line.
Nice seeing her swinging as an outside. Kemp's serve goes a bit long.
Touch. No.
Oh,
Touch?
I don't know. I didn't know if she said
gave
touch.
a touch signal.
I don't know if she was asking the second, is it second referee?
Oh, she might have. Yeah, okay.
Oh, Sayre is showing sportsmanship. They admitted they did touch it.
Okay.
So
I thought that
okay.
it was touched, so it's point Wellsboro. 5-5 in the first set.
That's nice that they would actually admit that. It's hard when you don't have the line judges.
Absolutely. Good sportsmanship
That is
there,
really
Redskins.
Good. So Sayre passes the ball over, free ball. Wellsboro sets it up, middle hit by Duff, and she hits it lightly down the middle and gets the kill, gets the point. Score is 6-5, Wellsboro. Kemp serves again, and it ends up being Wellsboro's point. Not quite an ace there from our ace leader from last season, but she is able to move that ball around and does a very nice job on her serves. That one may have been a little bit long, but again, we see that she is able to dance the ball because of that float, and it's hard to judge when it's coming at you so fast. This time Sayre handles it, sets a little behind the hitter, and so it is an attempted free ball and hits the net. This time she has a little spin underneath it, back spin on it. Owlett handles that spike. Crocco with a beautiful swing and finds the back center line. Another beautiful serve. Again, as Kemp moves it around. This time she goes deep to the back center. There is a miscommunication in the front row as to who's supposed to get it, and the ball ends up falling between some players on the Redskins side. This time Kemp's serve is going a little too far out the back of the court. Quattrini, beautiful serve.
Oh.
Had just a beautiful float to it.
Yes, we've mentioned before that the volleyball is such a light ball, but it has a valve stem that makes it off balance, and you can create a good floating serve depending on where the valve stem is when you hit it.
Free ball by Wellsboro. Sayre, a slight overpass to Duff. She swings this time. It comes back over. JoJo Judlin is going to put it away in the right back corner.
Talking about those floating serves, when my team used to scrimmage, I loved to stand behind the end line along the wall and watch the game. That was an entirely different perspective, and I could watch the floating serves and see if everybody was moving the way I wanted them to.
Yeah. Beautiful pass there by Sayre, set to the middle hitter, number 8, Shaw, who is able to convert the kill. Randall comes on as the libero comes off for Sayre. Beautiful pass by Burnett to Judlin. Outside hit by Owlett, who gets the top of the hands, and the ball finds the floor. Burnett serves, there's top spin on that, and it dives just at the 10-foot line. I'm not sure that was intentional, but it was an effective serve, and as a result, Wellsboro point. This time, float serve. Oh my goodness. And as a result of Sayre keeping after it, it's a free ball, set outside to Owlett, and she swings hard and is able to get it between the block and the net. That was a nice hustle and way to continue with it by Sayre. A attempt at a quick set by Sayre, and the set was a little too high. It was more of a 3 than a 1.
That is so difficult to execute.
That really is. Another beautiful serve down the middle, short, had just slight spin, so this time instead of floating and moving, it would dive after it crosses the net.
Okay, timeout, Sayre. Might be a good time to remind you of some of the most misunderstood rules as you're watching the match. The center line can be crossed as long as part of the foot touches the center line. A blocked ball ricocheting backwards is not the first of 3 hits allowed on a side. A block does not count as a hit. A ball touching on the line in volleyball is good. In basketball and track and other sports, on the line is out. A player coming from the back row cannot play the ball above the net top, so she cannot block or jump high to set or spike. As you have to rotate around through all 6 positions, you're only allowed to play the ball above the top of the net when you're in the 3 rotations in the front row. And the libero cannot play in the front row.
Beautiful serve by Burnett down the middle. Sayre sets it up to the middle. It is, oh, nice dig by Crocco. It is set up. Monk sets Judlin, who swings. This time, oh, a little early, and there's a push there by Randall. That was really good volleyball on that volley. It's hard to keep up with it when it goes that fast. Ended up being point to Wellsboro. Deep serve to the right back. Beautiful pass by Sayre. It is tipped over by number 19. Outside set to Owlett. Takes her a bit too far outside, and she tries to cut it too hard instead of just going for the safe. The safe free ball. Coming into the game is number 7, Bells, for number 6, Smith. Boyle serves short middle, makes Crocco hit the floor, and it is an ace for Sayre. We haven't played Southern Tioga. We haven't played Mansfield yet, have we?
They played North Penn Liberty.
Oh, they did play that. Okay.
And lost.
Yeah,
they lost.
Oh, these guys. Okay. Beautiful hit by the overpass. Wellsboro digs it right back up. Free ball by Owlett, who tries to go down the line, but pulls it a little too much. It ends up going out of bounds. But Wellsboro hasn't played them yet, right? Wellsboro hasn't played Mansfield yet. I always look forward to that game.
We have not.
Okay. Beautiful jump serve. This tiny little jump serve is something that's developed over the last 5 years in the sport, and it's just a little hop, but it gives you just enough power behind it because your momentum is going with the ball, and it can be very effective when you get it. Beautiful pass by Kemp, outside set to Owlett, who rolls the shot. It is a middle hit. That time they connected, but it is dug by Wellsboro. Beautiful high pass by Burnett. Owlett takes the roll shot. Back row swing by number 9, Quattrini, and it is just a bit wide.
You may notice a red and white antenna on either side of the net. It's not just good enough to get the ball across the net. It has to go between those antenna without hitting.
JoJo Judlin serves. Beautiful serve. It just crossed the net. Good hustle by Sayre, who dug it and kept it alive. And so Wellsboro's ready. There is a tip by Owlett, and it finds its way to the floor. Judlin swings straight down the middle. It is set outside. Free ball by Sayre. Set up by Wellsboro. Nice hit cross court by Owlett. I don't know where the ball went, so they have to take the ball from the table as they have to go get the ball. I don't know where it's way over on the other side of the gym. Judlin serves deep down the middle, and it is long this time as Sayre lets it go.
In a closer match, we are going to need to take care of that long serve problem.
Yes.
Although it's better to play a long serve, or it's better to hit a serve long than short,
Yes.
because a short serve isn't going to do anybody any good, but a long serve the other team may touch.
That's true, like we saw earlier. Rawlings is serving. It just touches the top of the tape. Kemp gets it, and Wellsboro scrambles. Free ball. Sayre sets it up. It is Crocco who is going to pass it to Judlin, who gets it to the middle. It is a fancy hit by Monks, who gets outside. Oh, the ball is up. And it just lands on Wellsboro's side.
If you are involved in a block, since it doesn't count as a first hit, you are allowed to make the next hit as well, either person if it's a double block.
Beautiful pass by Burnett. Tip by Monks. That was a quick set as Monks went up thinking the setter was bringing it over, and it left open the middle hitter to have an unblocked middle hit. So nice conversion by Sayre. And the ball is served out of bounds by Sayre. Coming back in for Sayre is number 12, Vandermark, as number 24 comes to the sidelines, Rawlings, and to the locker room after grabbing her mask and water. Owlett serves to the right back, and in doing so, it goes wide as it crosses the net.
Set point for the Hornets.
I do apologize. I keep hitting the microphone again with my mask this evening. Owlett goes deep down the middle. It would have landed in, and so it ends up going off the arms. That would have been considered an ace. And so Wellsboro wins first set, 25-16.
Well, we have a 3-minute break here. I want to talk about some of the disadvantages of the COVID protocol amended rules. One is players waiting in the locker room until summoned to play. How is one possibly going to have situational awareness of the match? That's a big disadvantage, but something that we have to cope with this year. Another thing is not changing court sides. Most gyms do not offer identical sides as far as construction or obstacles. One side might be better suited for volleyball play than the other side. Alternating sides gives equal opportunity to share the burden of a bad side, as in tennis. You change sides because of the court conditions, wind, sun, and so forth. The same is true inside. There might be more obstructions on one side. The lighting might be poor, whatever. This year we're not changing sides, so it's not equalizing a bad court. Warming up separately. One team warms up and then goes into the locker room for 10 minutes, presumably being inactive. Then has to manage a cool start to the first set. That could be a disadvantage too. Certainly not having the corner line judges. This places an extra burden on the two officials who are stationed near the midcourt line. This practice most assuredly will result in some missed calls this year, and hats off to the Redskin player a while ago who said she touched the ball. That would be something caught maybe by one of the line judges, but that we're not using this year. At the end of the match, somehow just waving goodbye to your opponents isn't the same as lining up at midcourt and shaking hands under the net. And a sixth thing that I see is a real disadvantage this year, the parents and fans not being able to be present belittles the importance of a primary source of motivation. Perhaps to cut out, hey, those torso cutouts that they have in baseball, I thought it would be cool for the players to maybe make a cutout caricature of their parents and hang them on the walls. But not having that source of motivation is a shame.
I know the kids told me that the lack of noise is really disconcerting to them.
I'll bet.
So.
And you and I can't be screaming because we're supposed
No.
to have some decorum here.
That's why I have to watch myself every so often. Oh, you know, stuff like that.
I'm
So.
not sure they picked the right people, but
Oh, no. But I am thankful that they asked, because I at least get to see a sport that I love while trying to share it with you with the speed. I know it's not perfect, but we are still glad our kids get to play. So,
Wellsboro gets the serve this time. That is alternated. That also is decided in the coin flip before the first set. If the match happens to go 5 sets in varsity level play, the 5th one is only a 15-point game. Again, you have to win by 2 points, but they would do another coin toss at that time. Usually it's decided who serves and who gets what court side, but we're not doing court sides this year. Looks like Sayre's having a little bit of trouble with their lineup, as
Wellsboro did the first game.
you have to submit your lineup in writing before, like a minute or 2 minutes before the match starts, and it depends on who serves first as to where you put your lineup. So there's some tricky business here in making those decisions.
Oh my goodness. See,
Hopefully
that's what I'm
any
talking
problems
about.
Wellsboro had in the first game being out of rotation or whatever, now they can get set and make sure that doesn't happen again.
Well, and I think they have changed since Bailey's injury, I think they had stumbled on something that they wanted to try, and nice ace by Judlin. And I think they ended up back in their original rotation, so the girls were able to just adjust quickly. It's nice to see that senior leadership just being like, we got it, coach.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, because this could be a real mess if teams get out of order. Now, the captain on the floor can request from the official up in the ladder a review of the positions. Because as you see, there's a lot of interchanging going on. And you have to maintain that same position as it rotates around the 6 slots during the game.
While the ball's in play, you can be in a different position, but you still have to abide by the rules. If you're a back row player, you can't come to the front and jump. You can jump behind the 10-foot line, but unless you're the libero. So, then you have to be below the height.
There's not too much of that at the high school level, but some people have done it. You can have a back row player spike, but they have to take off behind the spike line, go in the air, hit the ball, and then they can land in front of the, but that's another level for most teams in our league.
Nice pass there. We have Petrick, who just came into the game, number 9, and her serve went right down, and beautiful team play there. Down to the left back this time with her serve. We see number 12 takes a swing, but there's a loud yell of touch at the net, and the back row didn't realize it was touch, so they thought it was going long and let it hit the ground. So at this time, outside of Judlin on the floor, you have a set of seniors that are playing right now. Burnett passes the ball to Judlin, who sets outside, beautiful, and that, oh, I wasn't sure. I thought at first there was an actual touch. They said no, there was no touch, so it was 4 hits by Wellsboro. Kemp has got some explosion coming out of there. Deep ball to Burnett, who is able to use it. Ball's a little tight on that pass, though, and so you're going to see that Kemp is over there trying to settle the floor a little. Vandermark serves short middle. Burnett dives trying to get it, but it gets to the floor before she can get there. Another nice short one. Kemp has to stretch for a beautiful back set. There is a poke down the line by Monks, but Sayre gets it. Outside set is hit into the net by Quadrini. Rotating around for Wellsboro, you have Burnett going back to serve and Duff coming back on. But Burnett's serve hits the net. In the same fashion, this time you see Bisbee going back to serve as the middles swap here, and Shaw comes back on the floor. Pass by Wellsboro. There's a little miscommunication on the middle. Kemp is there as that tip attempts to come over, and the block has the ability to find the floor. Crocco back to serve. Crocco's serve floats a little deep down the middle. Communication by Sayre, but the mixed message, I think, resulted in a slightly wide ball. Nice low twisting serve this time. It is free balled over. Burnett passes up because it was still short in the gap. Crocco tries to take that back hit. It just barely squeaks over and catches Sayre a little off guard as they were doing some transition, not expecting it to fall so short. Deep serve this time by Crocco. It is set to the back row with the back row spike by Vandermark. Middle hit by Duff. It is dug by Bisbee. It is Wellsboro ball. Frisbee. I missed the R there. I was like, hold it. I think I'm saying her name wrong. Beautiful low driving serve. Set to the back row. Again, Vandermark takes the swing. Burnett digs it. Set outside. It is put down to the floor by Kemp. Kemp's having a night of it.
Whoop.
Deep serve that time. You could see it coming off the hand. It was a little too much underneath. Coming into the game for Sayre is number 6, Smith. In for number 7, Bells.
Seeing that ball go long, the lines are shared in volleyball. So if you're looking up to play the ball that has come over a 7.5-foot net, somebody else on your team is supposed to be telling you whether the ball's in or out. You're looking up. You don't know where the line is. So line sharing is very important in volleyball.
Bree Smith just came in for Wellsboro, giving Crocco a break after that service. Petrick is now going to substitute out, and from the locker room comes Allett. Allett back into the game. When we have missed serves, you seem to rotate through, and sometimes that's frustrating as a player who doesn't get to play but 3 positions when you see it just continually moving. Pass by Sayre ends up in a, oh my goodness,
miscommunication.
Yes, a miscommunication. There's a timeout being taken by their coach as they discuss what they need to fix.
13-7 in the second set. Wellsboro having won the first set 25-16. The first match of the year, we had an opponent who had a left-handed right front player, and we both noticed that right away.
Yeah.
What a blessing to have. Now I'll tell you why. If you have a left-handed person in the right front position, or if you have a right-handed person in the left front position, the advantage is that the set doesn't have to cross your head to the outside arm. So that's why the bulk of hits come from the left front position. Most teams start their best hitter from the left front position because most people are right-handed. But boy, we noticed that right away, because I'm sure most coaches would just love to have a good power hitter left-handed from the right front position. A minute ago, Bailey Monks was in the right front position. The set didn't cross her head, so she used her left hand, even though she's a right-handed hitter.
Yes.
But it is harder to hit a ball that is set to you if it has to cross your head to the outside arm.
Right. A deep serve by Bree Kemp. And it's not exactly like basketball or baseball, I guess it is, where you can switch hit. Like some people, usually the only people I've seen that can hit with both hands is someone who has broken a wrist or been out with a sprained injury and has just had to really use, when they're bored, like doing wall spikes and stuff, so they get used to using that hand a little more. So.
And that would be the reason why when you're using a middle hitter, you still put the setter on the right sideline side of her, because most middle hitters are right-handed too.
Another beautiful serve by Kemp, who went right between the two back players as she's noting there's some communication issues going on, and the ball hit the floor. Kemp serves again to number 12. This time it's a little tight. It is poked up and free balled over. Judlin swipes the ball and it hits the floor. Another low driving. This time it's a nice pass. It is overset on the back set. And it appears that the ball was out of bounds. I think they were checking to see if anybody was in the net, and no one was in the net, and it hit the floor. Beautiful pass on that serve. It's not an easy serve to handle. Smith passes it to Judlin, who sets outside to Allett. Allett swings and finds the hole in the middle of the floor. Low driving serve again. Nice set by number 19. There's a little net play that results in 2 hits.
A double hit and a push.
I'm getting ready for Coach to start yelling here. You're still competitive. I love it. A nice attempt at a cross hit there by Boyle, and it goes just a bit wide.
22-7. The Hornets have pulled out ahead now.
Another pass to the back, or another serve to the back middle. Free ball. Boyle free balls it over. Burnett's ready. Nice set to the outside. Owlett has it. It is handled by Sayre. Outside hit by number 9, Quattrini, but it just catches the net. Handled that time by the back middle. Another nice hit, but it's wide as her angle was a little off.
Set point for Wellsboro.
Another beautiful serve to the back middle. And there's communication there that time, and Burnett handles it. Free ball, nice hustle. However, the ball hits the net. That is set to Wellsboro.
Okay, the first set score was Wellsboro 25-16. Second set score 25-7. Sayre will serve first in this third. I want to take a minute to talk about preserving sports records. This has become a popular thing to do in the area with the advent of the Tioga County Sports Hall of Fame and more recently a Wellsboro High School Sports Hall of Fame. In order to support nominations for these elite sports groups, adequate records have to be available. It's a good practice as a coach to keep all records or see that they get to a school official. This includes scorebooks and stats sheets. Team photos always should include the coach. It is hard to ID a team photo without the coach as a reference. Since there is September 14th, let's say, every year, it is essential that you put down the year on your records. not just September 14th, but September 14th, 2020, so that 18 years from now, somebody can identify it. In many old scorebooks, just the first initial and the last full name of the players are recorded. It would be helpful to enter the full name of every team member, at least in the first entry, on the same date. Believe me, I have looked through a lot of old sports records, and it is very frustrating when you can't identify the team or the year. And I know some coaches say, no, I don't want to be in the picture. Just let the girls, let them have their picture. No, I'm sorry, it's your team, own it, get in the picture. It will help historians, and it'll help everybody. So I just wanted to mention preserving sports records, because I think people think that the athletic director keeps stats of everything. I know some coaches who have thrown out scorebooks after 4 or 5 years they coached and they decided they didn't want to coach anymore, threw the scorebooks out. We are trying to install into our Sports Hall of Fames the best athletes that Wellsboro has had. And in order to do that, we need to have good records so that we can support any such nominations. So please don't ever, if you're a coach, throw a scorebook out.
So next week is homecoming week at Wellsboro, and although it's going to be a very modified homecoming, we will see that there are dress-up days every day next week. So Monday is pajama day, and during school the activity will be trivia questions on Google Forms through the student emails. Tuesday will be a dress-up day of Hawaiian or tourist day, and again you'll have more trivia competition and class competition points to be achieved. On Wednesday, it is the class color wars. Freshmen are red, sophomores are blue, juniors are yellow, seniors are orange, and the faculty and staff are dressed in black.
Oh.
Yes. Good guys can wear black too, you know. On Thursday, there will be a dress-up day of the Throwback Thursday. So you get to pick which decade you want to dress like, and you can dress up in the attire. And then there will be, in the afternoon, there will be a game show in the auditorium, but it will be live streamed, so only those participants will actually be there, and then the students will get to see that like they would normally do, but it will be virtually streamed into the classrooms, and there will be the interview of the court nominees. Back to action right now. You have Sayre that starts off with solid, and this time there's a swing. Olivia Cervatius out of the right side. She is a lefty, if you notice.
Left hand.
Yes,
left
that
hand
is her
swing
strong
on that.
suit.
Yep.
Yes. I also think she's a setter too, if I recall. So beautiful pass by Emily Starkweather. Push deep by Olivia Cervatius. Swing out of the middle, dug by Bree Kemp. Outside pass by Cervatius
beauty.
to Crocco, and it is a beautiful kill. Nice teamwork. Finishing off our homecoming week, of course, Friday is Green and White Day, because we've got to have some Hornet pride. And they will actually do the coronation on the football field through a live stream during the school day. Beautiful pass by Sayre. As the outside hit comes, it's a bit too far outside, and they hit the antenna. So I do appreciate, I want to say a shout out to Amber Whitney, who is our student council advisor. She is doing everything with her crew of fabulous kids who are trying to make homecoming as exciting as always, knowing that there's going to be modification. There's no parade this year. And there's a little sadness with that, because we always look forward to that Skills USA.
I go every year. That's a great parade. I had relatives visit from Maryland, and they could not believe the homecoming parade that Wellsboro had. Could not believe it.
Free ball by Sayre goes a little deep.
Well, it sounds like a good lineup, and
Yes.
there's been a lot of thought put into that.
Yes, and I think the homecoming football game itself is actually going to be live streamed on Saturday. I'm not sure who they're playing, but they've worked something out there. Beautiful net play here. Ball is set. There is a spike cross court by Krakow, and it results in a kill. So in the game at this point in time, you have Olivia Servatius, who is serving for Wellsboro. In our front line, you have Olivia Krakow, Grace Hines, and Bree Kemp. Back row, you have Emily Starkweather and Caitlin Burnett. That free ball was just a short one into the hole in the middle, and so it becomes Sayre's ball. So a little bit of confusion on who should be serving and where people should be. Number 7 at this point in time, Bells is going back to serve, but there is a question on lineup to make sure that they are in the right lineup.
And they can request that without penalty.
Yes. It's a good thing they did, because they still had the front row in the wrong order, so they would have lost the serve had they not fixed that.
Well, that was quite the approach.
Yes, that did not look like her earlier approaches. Coming back into the game is number 6, Smith. Alina Petrick, is coming in for Olivia Krakow. I would have added one more thing to your disadvantage. I know our girls really try to honor that don't shake hands and stuff, and there are times you just want to high-five somebody, and it's so hard to celebrate with them at a distance or try to encourage them at a distance. So,
yeah, I guess Coach Husky has probably schooled them on that in practice. They've probably, because it would be just reflex.
It would be. And they've done well, and the girls have said that they are still enjoying their season. So, serve by Frisbee goes deep to Burnett, who passes. It's a bit tight. Servatius tries to help it over, but it's just too tight to the net. Oops, I keep hitting that again. Top spin serve there. Servatius sets outside to Grace Hines, who gets a swing. It is an outside hit. It goes a bit long. Back into the game is Shiloh Duff. Burnett serves, and it catches the back row slightly out of position, and so it results in a point. Moving the ball around, she again hits that back row, and there's a miscommunication between the girls, and they lose sight of the ball. Burnett runs after it over there. A very short serve and results in an ace. Deep corner to the right back. Nice set outside. Approached by number 24, Rawlings, and she puts it down. Got it right between the block. Pautrini with a beautiful serve. Petrick handles it. It's a little tight, and as a result, it is point to Sayre. This one has a little more spin to it. Burnett handles it. Outside pass, beautiful, nice and high to Kemp, and it is a point. Kemp's back to serve again. Petrick's on her way. Maybe not. I think she thought she was in the front row, but not yet. No one was coming from the locker room. There is a free ball pass there by Wellsboro, or excuse me, by Sayre. That's overpass. Starkweather, or was it Starkweather? Tried to put that down, I believe. I don't think it was Duff. They look kind of alike when they're swinging. Went a bit long.
We're in little space capsules up here too. It's hard to see through these face shields.
Yes. Get a little reflection on it. That time, Rawlings, who usually gets several runs on that, doesn't quite have it. This time we see Crocco and Smith coming back in the game for Petrick and Starkweather.
Coach, the Huskies trying to get the seniors in and out a lot tonight, which is this is a good match for that. Actually, Senior Parents Night was scheduled for Tuesday night when we were supposed to play Canton, but that match was postponed. Not to be rescheduled yet. It will be, but it hasn't been. Again, you run in from the locker room and you go into the match and you're supposed to be loose and warm and know what's going on.
Yeah. Shaw serves deep. Wellsboro handles it. Crocco gets the set, and it's a bit long. I like how Kemp talks on the floor so much. You see her, she's really kind of the quarterback of the floor. Shaw again goes deep this time. Burnett does not handle it well. It goes behind her.
Okay, Sarah's catching up here now. They've got the momentum currently.
Another nice serve. Smith. Oh, nice get by Duff. Smith, as they had a little bit of an offshoot. Duff gets her hand on it again. It is knocked up by Crocco, but Servatius can't quite get the tip over the net because it was so tight to the net, even in that little net play there. Beautiful pass. Free ball by Burnett, goes deep. Let's see if Sayre can use this. There's a push deep by Bells. Burnett's ready for it. Set to the outside to Crocco, who goes down the line, but it's long.
12-12. Somebody has to make a big play for Wellsboro. Get the ball back and momentum back.
Beautiful pass by Burnett. Back set. Nice
play.
approach.
There's your big play right there.
Yeah, right there. Duff was ready for that, came in. That was perfectly timed. As the libero comes out, with Duff going back to serve, you have Hines coming in up front. Short serve. Oh my goodness. I think that even surprised her a little bit.
She practiced that.
Oh, did she? She needs to practice not looking surprised then. Serve right straight down the middle. Sayre handles it. It is middle set. There is a tip, but it goes just wide. Nice solid serve to the left back. It is tipped over. Grace Hines goes right back up and hits it down. It is dug very well by Sayre. Put back over, handled by Duff. Outside swing by Crocco, and again, she's a bit underneath it.
When the ball is not tempted to be spiked, it's put across the net by what we call a free ball, and there's been too much free ball playing right here in the last few minutes.
What a beautiful float serve there. You could tell that Burnett was ready to receive it in one place, and all of a sudden she realized she had to slide to the side as it moved.
There again, I'd love to see that from the end line.
They really are pretty to watch.
Yeah.
Serve goes a bit long on that one. Servatius back to serve. Again, she's a lefty. Free ball by Sayre. Free ball by Wellsboro. Back row attack by Sayre. Handled by Servatius. Tip by Wellsboro. Pass by Servatius. Outside set by Kemp. Swing by Crocco.
2, 3. The block did not count.
Another setup here. You have Hines who went up as the middle and is able to get the kill. Good job. Crocco serves just a bit wide, and so the ball passes back over to Sayre Redskins. Coming in for Sayre is number 24, Rawlings, for number 10, Garrison. Bell serves. Kemp gets it a little off from what she normally attempts by Hines, who is able to do nice miscommunication by Sayre, and it results in a point for Wellsboro.
And you are allowed to play the ball when it ricochets from the net. That's allowed, and it's very tricky.
Out of the locker room comes Maddie Bordas in for Bree Smith. Crocco serve deep middle, causes Sayre to have to put it over a free ball. Crocco passes beautifully to Servatius. Outside hit to Bordas, who was able to...
That was a nice save there by the Redskins.
This time it's going back. A little bit of a tip or a push by Kemp. Hines hits it out of the middle. And it ends with an error as Sayre hits it into the net.
The Hornets are starting to pull away a little. It's 19-15 now. It was, oops, in the net. Somebody was in the net. Regardless, at one point in this particular set, it was 12-12, so.
Yeah.
The point was subtracted, so now it's back to 18-16 due to a net violation.
Beautiful pass by Bordas, and they
nice
set
hit.
up Kemp.
Yeah.
That young lady
Right
can hit almost every position, I think.
Yeah. It's nice to have a setter that can hit that well.
Yes. Yes, it is. And have height, too.
Yeah.
Burnett's serve goes to right back. Ball is passed high to the middle. There's a push by Sayre. Passed beautifully by Burnett. The ball is up, but I think Kemp was a little early on it. Beautiful pass again by Burnett. A nice outside swing by Kemp. And a kill there by number 24, Rawlings. Quattrini to serve. Beautiful serve down the line. And the score is all tied up again.
Back 19 all.
Nice pass by Petrick.
Nope.
There's an attempt to tip it. I know they hold their spots for one. And it's a tiny middle hitter right there. Bordas does very nice
Sayre
on the
takes the
outside
lead.
hitter. It was a little too tight though. Petrick passes to Servatius.
Oh,
Bortis tries to hit out of the middle again.
okay, Coach the Husky calls a timeout on that. I think that's the first timeout she's called tonight, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I do believe so.
Well, I believe this is probably the first time Sayre's been ahead. This is the third set. You have to play the best of 5 to win the match.
Want to give a shout out, a special thanks to our camera crew this evening for the varsity game. Heather Ladd and Brian Murphy have been manning the AV upstairs, and we appreciate their time and dedication to the sport of volleyball to help us bring this to you. And during the JV game, we had Jessica Chilson, Heather Ladd, and Brian Murphy as we are training and getting people ready so that we always have somebody ready, because we do have other sports seasons coming inside here in the spring, and we're going to need to have coverage all the time.
Sure.
So, Sayre serves, and it is on the line. I said Sayre does serve very, very well. You saw that through the JV game, and you know, usually if you see something positive in the JV level, you're going to see it translate even into the varsity level. Quattrini continues. This time it's shorter. Burnett's going to free ball it over. Quattrini to the setter, who tips it over. Kemp is ready. Servatius sets it outside. Bortis is ready. It is passed and set out of the middle. You have a bit long on the middle hit by Shaw. And Kemp is up to serve. Nice float serve, handled by Frisbee. You have a back row hit by Quattrini, and Petrick was there to handle it and ready, and Shiloh Duff was managing the net. She was ready to go if needed. Kemp's ball goes down to the left back. It's an overpass, and Shiloh Duff, you saw her ready for that.
Yeah,
and line
she knew
herself.
what to do with that, yes. That's called setting up the other team, and that you do not want to do.
Yeah. This time she goes a little shorter to the middle back. Oh, the tip is up. It is over. There's some net play. Kemp is up. Servatius scrambles after it, and the ball does not make the net. 4 hits. We have a substitute, number 10. I don't have it. Oh, there it is. Garrison is coming in to serve for Rawlings. The shield and my bifocals don't work well together. Oh, very beautiful serve, and Petrick and Burnett both go down for it, but it is low. There is set point to Sayre at this point in time. Timeout taken by Coach the Husky.
Wellsboro has not been taken to the 4th set this year so far. They beat CV in 3, Williamson away in 3, and Troy here in 3.
I see on your schedule there, the North Penn Liberty game is at North Penn Liberty on the 8th, so I'm assuming that will be broadcast by Blue Ridge, because that's always a biggie. It's always a big game.
I don't know.
I hope it is.
But they're not playing at Mansfield High School. They play at Liberty Gym. I don't know if Liberty Gym is equipped with this equipment for Channel 13. It might be. I don't know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I like that game. There's always good volleyball in that game.
Right.
Both teams rise. Some of that's because they play on the same club volleyball teams together in the off season, so it's always very, very competitive. Sayre serves for set point. Servatius handles that well. Outside, she gets a nice cross-court hit. Free ball by Sayre. Burnett is ready. Kemp is setting. Middle to Shiloh Duff, and she puts it away. Going back to serve is Maddie Bortis. coming out of the game is Petrick as Krakow runs in from the locker room. Ball is up. It is going to be, I didn't know what that was. I thought maybe it'd be a free ball, but that ties the game back up here. And now
you have to win by 2 points, so this is going to be considered overtime, even though it's not time. This particular set has been tied at 12-all, 19-all, 22-all, and now 24-all.
Sayre took that timeout. We'll see what adjustments they made. I was talking with the junior high coaches in between games out in the hallway, and they said they had a really good match last night. I know I've been watching the junior high games on the feed, and I like seeing the 3 hits, and I like seeing that we're setting things up, and maybe the win doesn't always come, but I really like seeing what the coaches are doing down at that level, because they're going to feed this program up here. As a coach, that always made me happy. Porta serves. It is float, and it goes just outside. Wellsboro's going to serve for the set. Another timeout for Sayre.
Wellsboro serving for the match.
Oh, yes, the match. Was that the match? That wasn't the match.
No, it will be.
So I think somebody hit too many points.
Sets. We're at 20. Oh,
it should
was
be
that
25. It? No, it should be 25-24. I think we have a pointage problem. So.
Well, we won't mention the score or the timer's name, will we?
We'll let the coach take care of that.
Yeah, let the coach take care of that at home.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe all the Hornets have seen a lot of action tonight.
Yes.
Which is what you like to have. And now we're serving for set and match point.
Good serve. It is passed up. Free balled over. It is good. Duff translates off the net, and she is ready. You saw that unfolding. She transitioned. Translates. What is my? Oh my goodness. She transitioned off the net beautifully, so she was ready for that. So, as Bray says, good game, and waves to each other.
Okay.
So. We do want to congratulate not just the team this evening, but we want to congratulate our seniors in Kemp and Burnett, Petrick, Duff, Krakow, and Monks. Not only have you brought us years of excitement and enjoyment, but you impact the program and its future, and you leave a legacy of the players you play with behind, and they translate that on to the people that follow behind them. So thank you. And thank you, parents, because I know this hasn't been an easy season for you.
And everybody for persevering through everything that we've had to adjust to this year in order to have the girls play. Did you say that they're going to do the same for basketball now?
I don't know. I assume they're going to be doing some televised events for basketball. But
do you know anything about gym restrictions at this point? No.
I'm going to say they're still at the 25 numbers.
Okay, but by basketball season that might have changed. But let's talk about this. If they're going to run extra players in from the locker room, then Wellsboro basketball better consider changing benches.
Yes. You got to be near your locker room.
You've got to be near your locker room. And right now, the girls' team uses what would be the bench closest to the boys' locker room, although I've always thought it'd be nice to use the one nearest your own locker room, but that's up to the individual coach. Mm-hmm. But if that happens in basketball, I think that they're going to have to use this other side to the right of us so that they can run their players in and out from the locker room.
Yeah. Well, who knows? I guess we'll cross that bridge when we're there, but we're going to be prepared anyhow. But so.
Okay, I'll give a wrap up here. This was the fourth match of the season for Wellsboro. We've had quite a delay because 2 matches were postponed and we had an off day on a Thursday. We haven't played since we played Troy, so while we had our first 3 matches in nice fashion, one right after the other, we've had a lull, which, as you said before, really benefited the Bailey Monk situation because she hurt her ankle in the Troy match. She had made her 100th block in the first set, and at 19-12 score in the second, she twisted her ankle and had to be helped off the court, and she didn't play the rest of that match. And another thing, what we were talking about substitutions before. When you're 19-12 in a set, you've made a lot of substitutions. Yeah. A player like Bailey Monks goes down, a major player, for major blocker and whatever, captain of the team and so forth. You've already made some substitutions, and the substitution rule we've talked about before in volleyball is very strict. So Coach Zahusky had to do some thinking real fast. Then, who did she still have that was legal? Who could play the position that Bailey was playing? Who could she have play when the position rotated to the back row? So there's a lot of consideration that has to go into that. Okay, we're back to this Sayre match tonight. Wellsboro lost the JV match in 2 overtime games, 26-24 to Sayre. That gave the Sayre JVs a record so far this year of 2-2. In the varsity match, Wellsboro won 25-16, 25-7, and 26-24. Wellsboro's record is now 4-0 for the varsity, and the Sayre Redskins dropped to 0-4. They are a school in the small school division of the NTL. So next week we play Wyalusing, and that is at home on Tuesday night. So for Coach Jody Niver and Coach Ann McKnight, bid you farewell, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.